welcome back. You're watching Corporate Corridor. We're talking to the CEO of Telenor, Mr. John Abdullah. Before going on to break, we're talking about Telenor, how they have been faring ever since their inception. Now, or does Telenor actually believe that Pakistan's telecom sector has reached its saturation point, or do you seriously think that there's more room to grow?
Oh, we obviously think there's more room to grow in many different areas. Over the last years, we've focused primarily on voice, basic voice and SMS. Last year in Q4, we invested in a microfinance bank, Tamir. This clearly sets us on a trajectory of getting into financial services and bringing financial services to the unbanked of Pakistan, which is relatively low in the region. So we think there's a huge opportunity in financial services. Again, that will expand our network reach and also our product reach. Value-added services only contributes about 7% of our revenues, which is again very low in Central and Eastern Asia. We will invest more into products and services that are relevant to our customers. So you'll see us focus more on that. And again, the savings in taxes helps us invest in new services. You'll also see us expand into new areas. So by pushing the network farther and farther out, that covers more population and allows us to acquire new customers. So if you ask me, I think we can again reach a higher penetration rate, and I think it's possible to hit 75% in Pakistan, which is up from the current 57% we're at now.
But speaking of competition from other companies, now all the companies operating in Pakistan, they're offering new and improved packages. So is that competition level, has it really kept Telenor to go for an aggressive measure and to come out with a better and an improved product?
I think at the end of the day, consumers right now are enjoying some of the best tariffs and rates in the world. There's really not much room for us to go. So I think what you'll see is the industry will move off those price points. It's not healthy at this point to go farther with that. We'll focus on keeping the customers that we have, simplification of our offer, quality improvements in our network, expanding the value-added services portfolio, working into new lines of business. And I think you'll see the interest in our industry, and especially Telenor, move away from those price points.
So is it easy going for expansionary plans, given the fact that the law and order situation in northern parts of the country are not that bright at this point in time? So has it kept Telenor as a company to have a very slow approach towards it?
As you know, in some of these areas, Telenor is an exclusive provider. We've focused on the rural areas when we started, and we're very proud that we brought communications to those where others had abandoned them. So in the north and the northwest, we have a very good coverage. We want to further expand that coverage, and obviously right now that is a challenge for us. As soon as law and order is under control, we have people ready to go and again augment and expand our network in those areas. That's our commitment to the rural people.
And keeping in mind the inflationary pressure, which has been quite high in recent years, and despite the fact that inflation has come down, has this dented the books of Telenor as a company?
Yeah, inflation is a problem. It's not only inflation, but it's also the exchange rate of the currency. Most of our equipment is purchased against the US dollar or the euro, so that has had a significant impact. Inflation hits us indirectly and directly. Inflation on commodities, inflation on fuel, inflation in wages, etc. It all adds up. And what this does, again, is it limits our ability to continue to grow and expand. Clearly, this has all had negative pressure. However, I think we took most of that medicine in Q2 and Q3 of last year. Right now, we seem to be stabilizing. We seem to have hit the bottom, and there's some signs of improvement. So again, if we can realize that, you will see us again reinvest and to start to grow again.
And any future plans? How much investment does Telenor plan on doing?
Well, this year alone is over $250 million US. That's not a small amount. And in today's world where people are very shy of investment, that's a significant amount.
And as far as providing employment in different parts of the country, so what does Telenor have in mind?
If you look at our employment structure right now, we're around 2,500 direct employees here. The indirect employees are over 30,000, and this is just associated companies. But if you take into all of the distribution and you take another tier of associated employment, if you add it up in the industry, it's over 1 million people. So this industry has a significant impact on employment. And again, we've been very clear with the government that, slowing this industry down has such a huge impact. We must keep it going. It's just good for the country. It's good for the people. It's good for the GDP.
Okay, we'll be talking to Mr. John Abdullah. It's time for a short break. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll be talking about Telenor and other plans that Telenor has in mind, how they have been faring with other companies operating in the region. Right after this short break, stay with us.